Okay, guys. So um, my name is Christian, and I'm here to take you guys through the practical one. In fact, I decided to do this because I realized some of our colleagues are having challenges, and I want to make it much more easier for everybody to understand the practical one and also navigate through it. And also, I've made it. I've decided to also explain some points, okay, some commands need some sort of knowledge, some more knowledge for you to be able to do it and understand. Sometimes you need you need an explanation from somebody, so I'm deciding to do this to us to help you guys. So what we are going to do right now is just to manually type practical one, as you know. So I'm going to the practical one with you guys. So practical one. So when you start the practical one, it will start to run, okay, and what is going to happen is that it will start to download the necessary Docker images for the practical one to start. So when you have good internet, this runs very fast, but if you don't have good internet, it's also going to slow down a bit. Okay, so it's going to start. So as you can see, it's pulling required Docker images. Okay, so you can see here the images are downloading. Okay, so you just give it some few minutes. After that, when it's downloading, I will start with everything from level 1 to level 14. So take notes. Okay, so it is almost done. I think this is the last thing. This is the most heavy application. So as you can see, it is getting everything ready. Okay, so let's give it some few minutes to get set up. Okay, now the Docker images are set up and we can run this command. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. So to copy, press Ctrl Shift C and copy, and then Ctrl Shift V to paste. Okay, so I've done that, and the password for level 1, as you can see from Savannah, is level 1 is easy. So I'm just typing that and just hit enter. Okay, so right now we are the level 1 user, as you can see. So here are the instructions for level 1. Yeah, so what we're going to do right now is to read the instructions for level 1. And here I'm just zooming in a little. So yes, so what we're going to do is we will be finding a file named password.txt. so here is the name of the password of the file. So these are the commands we will be using. So I'm just going to type ls. As we already know, ls is to list the files in the current working directory. So I'm going to hit enter. So you can see a couple of files here. You can see readme.md, config.fish. We have password.txt. so this is our interest. This is what we are much interested in. So to read that, we are going to use the concatenation tool, which is cat, and then the name of the file, password.txt. So when you hit enter, we can see we have the password to level 2. So level 2 is the next user we are going to be switching to. So I'm just going to copy this password. As you know, press Ctrl Shift C in Kali, and then I'm going to say I want to switch user. So SU is to switch user, as you already know. So I'm going to switch to level 2 user. So after typing this, you hit enter and then paste the password we find above. So I've copied it and press Ctrl Shift V to paste and hit enter. So yes, so now we are in level 2, as you can see right here. So what we're going to do is to see the instructions for level 2, and to do that I'm going to type cd. As you know, we are changing our directory to the home level 2. Okay, so it is always good to read the instructions very carefully. For the sake of time, I'm just going to be rushing through. So yes, here we are here at level 2. There is a file with a special name, specifically dash. So what we're going to do is to treat it accordingly and then read the file in it. So what I'm going to do right now is to ls to list the file. So as you can see, we have a dash, which is the name of the file, and then another one, readme.md. So what we're going to do right now is to, as we know, if you concatenate with just the dash, we're going to have an error. It's never going to execute. So to cancel you just press Ctrl C to cancel. So this is how you treat that special character, the hash. So you type cat and press dot / before dash and hit enter. So yes, so here we've had a password to the level 3 user. So I'm just going to copy it and then say I'm switching to level 3 and hit enter and paste the password we found for level 3. Okay, so far, please, there are some files, as ALS is trying to let us know. You can get into a system that files with special names more than this. It can be anything else, but this one is dash, so you treat them accordingly. So let's take note of this. Okay, all right, so now we are the level 3 user, as you can see over here. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is to see the instruction for level 3. So I'm just going to cd home level 3. Okay, yeah, so here are the instructions for level 3. So they said we will be encountering an empty directory. Yes, yeah, this is really interesting, and they are trying to introduce us to something very unique. Okay, so what we will need to do right now, as you know, when we type ls, as usual, we will be having only one file, which is readme.md. so what we need to type is ls-a. You can type just -a or -al, or you can also type -all. In fact, it's just to specify that at least everything in this working directory. So I'm going to hit enter. So you will see that in addition to the readme.md, we have a couple of files again right from here with their permissions. So what we're going to do right now is to see. So we've had a file called .password.txt. So we just going to concatenate it. So the name of the file is not password.txt. Take note, is .password.txt. So you need to bring that dot, so password.txt. So perfect. So we've had the password to level 4. I'm just going to copy that. For this level, what they are trying to teach us is this particular thing that I've typed over here. Yes, so when you have been in an ethical environment where you've had access to a system and with ls you can't see anything, you can try ls-a. Maybe there might be hidden files. So what we're going to do now with the level 4 password, we're just going to switch user to level 5. Okay, so level 5, and then paste the password you found over here. It's going to give me an error. I think I didn't copy that very well. So, oh no, yes, so I didn't copy that very well. So I'm going to type that again, switch user to level 5 and paste the password again. Oh, come on, we are going to level 4, sorry, not level 5. So that's why we are having the authentication failure, meaning the password is not correct. We are typing the password for level 4 for level 5, so I'm going to copy that again. So instead of level 5, I'm going to say level 4 and hit enter and paste the password. Okay, so we are in level 4 now. So to see the instructions, we are just going to move into the home directory and type level 4 again, hit enter. Okay, so the instructions is we will encounter files with spaces in their name. So yes, so we are still working on files with special names, okay, and they need to be treated accordingly. Files with spaces in their names also need to be treated very well. So what we're going to do right now is to type our ls to list, and yes, we can see two files. We can see this file and then this one too. Then the whole of this is a single file, okay, but we can see there is a space between. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, yes, there is something so interesting we can see over here. Even the system is handling it with single quotes. You can use double quotes. The system is handling it with single quotes. So yes, so what we're going to be doing is to say we want to concatenate and bring our single quotes typing, and you can use your autocomplete by pressing tab and hit enter. So here we've been able to read the password for level 5. I'm just going to copy that and switch user to level 5. Okay, I hit enter and then paste the password we found. So I've just pasted that and I've been granted access to level 5. So currently I'm the level 5 user. Let's see what level 5 has. So we're just going to cd home level 5. Yes, so wow, yeah, so level 5 is quite interesting. Okay, so we'll be making good use of our grep as we've seen on Savannah. Yes, so grep is a very useful tool we can use. So suppose you have millions and thousands of list of passwords or list of anything and you want to filter out, so grep is going to help us filter out things based on specific pattern we are going to be giving the grep to. So to do that, let's manually just cut the let's say ls to see what is in there. So what we are much interested in is the list of passwords. So as you can see over here, level 5 has a list of passwords. Now if we cut, you could see that yes, so here we have a lot of passwords, but what we are going to do right now is we are going to filter out this based on a specific pattern using the grep tool. So I'm going to say cut list of passwords. So we are going to bring what we call the pipe. So it is very interesting. What this means is that when running this, consider this side. So when the concatenation is being in progress, it is going to consider whatever we're going to type after this pipe 2. So what we're going to type right now is our grep 2. So we say grep, and then we can actually type just what we want. So as we've seen over here, let me read again what level 5 has. So I'm going to cut the readme.md. So level 5 is saying that we are going to search based on this pattern over here. So based on this pattern password, it should return us what we want, the password for level 6. So I'm just going to retype again. So I'm going to say cut list of passwords and then bring my pipe and type grep and then put passwords in single quotes. Password. Okay, so instead of it returning these chunks or this passwords, it has bring us a specific one based on this pattern password. So here's the password for level 6 and you can just copy it. So After copying it, we are going to switch to level 6 user, hit enter and paste the password we found. Now we are the level 6 user. Always take notes, after switching it changes. So initially it was 5, now it is now 6. Okay, so we are going to cd home level 5. Okay, level 5 and level 6 rather, sorry. So yes, here we are in level 6. Level 6 is really interesting. It is introducing us something we already know in Windows operating system, but in Kali or Linux, it's quite I won't say it's different, it's just the same thing, but we are here in the command line. So the tool we are going to use is the gunzip. So when everybody downloaded the Kali, it was a zip file. So what we did was to extract, okay, is to extract the file. So everybody used their favorite tool for the extraction. So here when we ls, we could see we are looking for this password.txt, but what we find is another extension called the gunzip. So what we are going to say now is gunzip, okay, and then -d, sorry, we have permission denied. This is really interesting. So what we're going to do right now is to include some options. So -d, we still have permission denied. So okay, so we use, this is the command we needed to use, okay, sorry. So yes, this is an option you needed to add, which I will explain later on. For the sake of time, I don't want this to be too long. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, and then so I've copied the level 7 users password. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to switch user to level 7 and then paste the password we found. So I'm going to read the instruction for level 7. So level 7, here we are at level 7. Yes, I really love these parts, yes, because I've never had any hands-on any encoding. So here we'll be using a tool called base64. So there is a file that is being encoded. So base64 is a tool we can use to encode or decode plain text. So when we ls, you could see there is a password.txt, but when we concatenate it, you will see something very different. Okay, so you can see here after concatenating the password.txt, we realize it is gibberish. We can actually read the password. So all we're going to do right now is to say use the base64 tool, base64, say -d to specify we are decoding whatever we are going, the file we are going to specify. So password.txt. So yes, here we are, we've been able to read. So you could see after we use the base64-d before the name of the password, we've been able to decode whatever is here. So I'm just going to copy that password to level 8. So I'm going to switch user to level 8 and then paste the password. So yes, here we are, you could realize it's changed from level 7 to level 8. So I'm simply going to see the instruction for level 8. Okay, so yes, here we are going to test our encryption knowledge we've had on Savannah. So OpenSSL is a very unique encryption tool you can use to encrypt files. Suppose you want to hide anything from your fiancé, you can just encrypt that using OpenSSL. But that's not just by the way. So what we needed to do here is we could see that when we ls, there is two files. So for every encryption, okay, we know we have two types. We have the symmetric and then asymmetric, and then there are hybrids also. So we needed a password. As we know, symmetric uses a key for encryption and that same key for decryption. So we needed to find that password first and use the password to decrypt the encrypted file, this file over here. But I realized the password that is used to encrypt the file is found in base64.txt. So we are just going to use the knowledge we used over here, okay, to decrypt this file, to decode this file before we move on to decrypting the encrypted file. So here, okay, so we are just going to just type base64 -d, just specify we are decoding, and then base64.txt. so here we just hit enter. So the password that was used to encrypt this file, we can over here, is called password. So we're just going to copy it, and then the command we need to decrypt this is this. So we're going to use the OpenSSL because that was what is used to encrypt the file, and then we're just going to type enc -advanced encryption standard using the 256 algorithm. So and then -cbc, and then we are going to specify that we are decrypting in. So we're now going to specify the file. I will explain the command again. So in yes, so level 8 is so special, so there is something we also needed to take note of. I won't type, as we know, to see the error again, but just going to straightforward to explain. We cannot write to the current directory we have, but there is a directory we can write to, and that is tmp. Okay, so that is where we will be saving our file. So we're just going to type decrypted.txt. so with this command it should work. Okay, I think everything is. So here is the cipher. We are specifying that we are decoding, and here we are specifying that in this file, and put the output to this file. So what we're going to do is just to hit enter, and we've been asked the password to enter the password that was used to encrypt the file, this file over here. So I'm just going to paste the password we found here, which is password. So I'm copying it and pasting it. So I've pasted it and hit enter. So you could see everything went on well. So what we needed to do right now is to cd to the directory where it is tmp, and then when we ls, we can see there is then a new file created that we specified over here, decrypted.txt. So what we needed to do right now is just to cut decrypted.txt. So yes, we've been able to have access to the password to level 9. So I'm just going to copy this. Now there is something we needed to do in penetration testing. There is a stage where we needed to clear track, okay, which ALX is trying to tell us here that we should remove whatever file we've added to clear our track. So what I'm going to type now is rm, because this is just a file. So I'm just going to say decrypted.txt. There is a different way from removing a directory and removing a file. So just hit enter, and when you ls, you will see decrypted file.txt is now deleted. So what we're going to do now is to switch to level 8, level 10, sorry. Oh no, level 9. We are moving to level 9. I'm just going to paste the password we found. Now we are at level 9. You will see it change from level 8 to level 9. So seeing that we want to check the instructions, so we're going to cd home level 9 and hit enter. Okay, yes, so level 9 is also quite interesting. In fact, it's really interesting. We will have to do some couple of things. We don't have the right permission to do certain things, so when we ls, we could see we have a password.txt, but what's going to happen right now is when we concatenate the password.txt, you will see there is an error. We don't have the necessary permission denied. So what we're going to do is to see the privileges we have. So I'm going to say sudo. So to check your permission, this is very really necessary in hacking environment, where you will have to always know the permissions you have. If you try doing something and permission is denied, you can leverage on the permissions you have to escalate to other users. So what we're going to do right now is to type sudo -l. So there is asking for the password, so the password for level 9 that we had here, here. So you just have to copy that and then paste it here and hit enter. So yes, so we can see a banner, and right under it we can see there is a permission that we had, that we can do this as a root, which will not be asked to enter the password for sudo. So I'm just going to copy this. You can manually enter it. So I'm going to say sudo bin and then say cat. Now the file we want to cat is what is in home level 9 password.txt. Perfect. So now we've had the password for level 9. We're doing a couple of things, so please take note of this. Is very necessary. Well, we have to see our permissions, very necessary. Yes, so we've had a password to level 10, so I'm just going to switch user to level 10, hit enter and enter the password for level 10. So currently you can see we are the level 10 user. I'm just going to see the level 10 folder and see the instructions. So yes, here we also have to execute a command with sudo privilege, which we will have to also take note of. So when we ls, we could see, okay, so what we actually needed to do is that the password for level 11 is nowhere to be found. To complete the game, we needed to create the password ourselves. But what we are going to leverage on is the privilege we have. So based on what we did over here, to see the privilege we have, we manually type sudo -l. So I'm going to do the same thing here, sudo -l. Always it will ask you the password for this current user. So the password for this current user is just the password we entered to enter level 10. So I'm copying it and then pasting that again and hit enter. So here again we could see something similar to what we had over here at level 9. So yes, it's the same thing. So what we are much interested in is the privilege we have. So here below it you could see, I'm just going to copy it and then enter sudo vim. So this is the command used to change the password for any user, okay, in any Linux system. So the next thing is, after the command, the next thing is the user we want to change the password for any. As you can see, it is level 11. So when you hit enter, you could see they are asking there is a prompt that we should enter the password for level 9. So what we're going to do is to enter any password you think you can remember. So I'm also going to enter whatever I want. So I'm entering anything I can remember after setting it up. So it is asking to retype it, so I'm going to enter it again. Please make sure you should be able to remember it again, because that's what you use to log into level 9. So you can see password updated successfully. So I'm going to switch user to level 11. Okay, so I'm going to type the password we created here. That's why I said you shouldn't forget the password you'll be entering here. So that's going to be level. I'm typing the password I've just said, so I'm just entering it. You should enter it, and if everything matches, then you're going to be the level 9 user now, 11. So as you can see, we are the level 11 user. So I'm going to CD to the level 11 user or folder. Okay, so here I am, level 11. So yes, level 11. So here we are. Level 11 is telling us that the IP address of this container, we should find it, and that is going to be the password to the next level. So yeah, so this is also interesting. So the command we'll be using is ifconfig. It is telling us that sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. Maybe you don't even need to find out its IP address, or as we already know where its home is. So what we're going to do is to say ifconfig, hit enter. So we can see a couple of interfaces over here. So we have the 80, this is the Ethernet, and this is the loopback IP address. So for localhost, the IP address is always referring to the loopback. Loopback IP address is the IP address the machine uses to talk back to itself. So it's a loopback IP address. So we manually just going to copy this loopback IP address. See, every system has a loop. Every system, okay, every host machine connected having an internet connection has a loopback IP address. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is just copy it. So just a minute, sorry. Okay, so let's continue. So I've copied this already. Please take note of the ifconfig. It is used to see the information about your current interfaces that you are connected to. So I've copied it, Control Shift C. So I'm just going to switch to level 12 rather, sorry, and then enter the IP address you found, which is the loopback. So I'm just going to paste. So yes, so as you can see, we've moved from level 11 to level 12 user. So to see the instructions once again, we're going to move to home, level 12, hit enter. So yes, here permission, you should find a scheduled task. Wow, so level 12 is introducing us to what we call cron jobs. What I understand about cron job is it's a scheduled task based on time. Okay, so when the time reaches, it executes. Yes, so that's basically what I know about cron jobs. So what we needed to do is to find that task, that scheduled task, and look for what it is. It looks like a script, a simple script. So the tool we are going to use is cron tab -L. So yes, after typing this, please take note of this command. After typing that, you will see there is a banner displayed, and as you can see, there is this number after the forward slash is 5 minutes. Okay, so every 5 minutes this is what is going to run, and it's going to echo. So the first thing that is going to run, as you can see here, is switch to level. The task is after every 5 minutes switch to level 13, and you know, every time you switch a user, you will be asked for a password, and the next thing the system is going to do is to type this. So it means that this is the password. So what I'm going to do is just to copy this entire thing, and then say I'm going to switch user to level 13, and then enter the password I've copied over here, hit enter. So as you can see, it worked, no error. So it means this right here is the password to level 13. So what I'm going to do right now is to cd to home. Please always take note, when you switch to every user, you should have the user being here. Okay, so cd home level 13. I'm just going to see the instruction. So our mission is to, you could choose to accept it, is to find a scheduled task that contains sensitive information. The password for level 14 is the level okay is for level 14 is this user ID. Okay, I personally did it a different way. I didn't go straight into the I didn't find a scheduled task though. Okay, so what I did is okay, first let's type current tab as we did. Okay, so it's saying there is no current tab for level 13. So this is what I did. I say, so in every Linux system, every user on the machine has there is a file that contains every information about every user in that file. Okay, so the name of the file is password is not password as we know, is PASSWD without the OR. So what we're going to do right now is to say we are going to concatenate that, and it is always found in etc password. So I'm going to hit enter, and you will see the banner displayed over here. Okay, so what it means, all this means, so as you can see right at the top here, we can see root. We can also see information about all the levels right from level 1 to level 14, which, just as I said, contains information about users on the current machine. So what we needed to do is just to interpret this and then get a password. So as you can see, there is a 4 digits here and a colon, another 4 digits. So what it means, the first one is the user ID. Okay, sorry. Okay, so just as I said, the first 4 digits is the user ID, and then the next 4 is the GUID, which is what the group user ID here, this one. But the one we are interested in is the user ID, which you could see right here. The instruction is saying what we are looking for the user ID, and that's the password to level 14. So we're just going to copy this. You can copy it or just manually, when you switch user, you type it, so level 14, and when you hit enter, you'll be asked the password. So you just copy this user ID. This is the user ID for level 14, so you just copy it and paste and hit enter. So yes, we couldn't see any error. You could see we've been granted access, and you see we've moved from level 13 here to level 14. So I'm just going to CD home to level 14 to see what it has. So you could see it's wow. So it says congratulations on winning the game. The flag to be submitted is flag Terminator Commander. Yes, so we've had, yes, it's a simple thing here we can see. So guys, thank you so much. I hope this is really helpful, taking you through and explaining a couple of commands, what you needed to do, what it means, and yeah, so thank you so much. In fact, I'll be taking the practical 2 again. Practical 2 is quite you needed to do and understand the system at first, so it will take you some time. I'm going to take my time to take you through it, what you needed to do and all that. So thank you very much.